Actually, I was dragged to my grave today. That building where all my ghosts live, I was dragged by my shirt and my arms and my ribcage. It was dark and big and a scene from a horror movie. It was like a projection screen where I could see the past fast-forwarded and paused and slowed down on days I did not ever want to relive. All my skeletons lie on the floor and it is dusty and I don't think I'm alone here. One of the rooms has nothing but this mirror. Imagine the mirror from Harry Potter that shows the deepest, most desperate desire of our hearts, and I looked into it and I could see it. It's what brought me to the cemetery of my brain, it's what grabbed me by the nails, bled me dry and had me asphyxiate on the smoke. To bring me here, to see the deepest, most desperate desire of my heart. I can see her now in the mirror, naked and mysterious, all fangs and long black hair and a smile. She's built a cage around herself to protect her from the colonizer, those who greet her with kisses just to eat at her bit by bit. She lives in this grave that if I stay till morning, will turn into a garden. Scarlet Carsons and sunlight, when she is safe, it is morning. And she sings with the birds, but when the sun sets, the dragons come out. And she quotes Lady Lazarus like I taught her. Soon, soon the flesh, the grave cave 8 will be at home on me. And I, a smiling woman, I am only 30, and like the cat, I have 9 times to die. This is number 3. She has a tally up on the wall, but Sylvia, I've exhausted my 9 times and I just won't die. She has scars on her thighs from that nightmare on Elm Street that replays in the living room. She has bruises on her lips from that boy from the elevator in 9th grade, and the list goes on and on, longer than this building. But she has scratch marks on her neck and her arms and her legs from all the times I cried on my bathroom floor. If I break this mirror to set her free, I might crack my knuckles and the ceiling would bleed. Her voice is still replaying in my head even now, singing that song that has no words. There is a voice that doesn't use words. Listen. And I try. I swear I've tried, but my hearing doesn't work the same as it used to. I can barely hear her heartbeat, but I know she's alive, at least in this place. Morning now. I see her as she cries. I've come on the worst day. She knows and I know. The guards have let me in like an unwelcome visitor. It looks like someone prepared a welcome home party, but no one showed up because no one's home and no one's welcomed. But morning will come, I tell her, I assure her that it's only a few hours until the sun rises again, and when it does, she awakens the dead flowers and they paint this building into life and she lives again, walks again, dances. I can almost see her now. Because I've seen her before in that garden one day. It was the 17th of January. She had escaped that night. She rang the doorbell at my boyfriend's house and we didn't recognize her until he did, and he introduced me to her. It was like meeting a stranger you know looks familiar, and it felt like coming home from war. That night, we stayed up with her, Alice in Wonderland. I could have sworn we were all mad there. But she showed me what it was like to skinny dip in freedom, to jump from buildings and still live, to walk through the valley of the shadow of death and fear no evil. This building is my body, this grave is where my lungs rise and collapse. This girl has died as many times as I have puked anxiety out my stomach. This girl has been resurrected as many times as I have loved her. I saw her that night and she was shining and beautiful and free.